Verse 9, Sri Vishnu Sahasranaama Stotra. ईश्वरो विक्रमी धन्वी मेधावी विक्रमक्रमः अनुत्तमो दुरादर्शः कृतज्ञः कृतिरात्मवान् ईश्वरः विक्रमी धन्वी मेधावी विक्रमः क्रमः अनुत्तमः दुरादर्शः कृतज्ञः कृतिः आत्मवान् Ishvaraha, omnipotent, omnipowerful, the controller and the lord of everybody. Vikrami, the valiant, the powerful. Dhanvi, wielder of bow, immediately reminds us of Lord Rama, the Kodanda Rama. Medhavi, supremely intelligent. Vikramaha, riding on the eagle Garuda. Kramaha, all pervading. Anuttamaha, unexcelled. Duradarshaha, unassailable by anyone. Krutagnaha, knower of action. He is grateful even for small acts. He knows the actions of everybody at every time. Kritihi, the effort. Atmavan, he is always centered in his own glory and splendor. Ishvaraha, the Supreme who is omnipotent and the one having all powers in total, in full measure. The manifested powers of life express themselves in every intelligent person as Kriya Shakti, that is, the power of action in the body, in the limbs, in the Karmendriyas. Ichha Shakti, the power of desire in the mind. The Gnana Shakti, the power of knowledge in the intellect. Thus, we can see these three powers are related to the three levels of the body of the human being. One, the physical body, physical or gross body, and the karmendriyas. Second, Ichha Shakti relates to the mind, and Gnana Shakti is the one which is associated with our intellect. All these three powers are manifested in the Supreme, and since He is the one everywhere, He is the total mighty power. Mahavishnu, the mighty power, is extremely valiant. Vikrami, he is full of powers. Vikramaha, courage, daring. Also, it means one who has special footsteps, and this immediately commemorates the feat of Mahavishnu as Vamana in the Vamana manifestation when he was appearing like a small boy and suddenly transforms into the Virat Rupa, Trivikrama, and he is able to, in 3 steps, he conquers all the 3 worlds and in the process subdues the pride of Bali. Supreme is an expert in wielding of all weapons, particularly the bow. So it's called Dhanvi. Dhanvi, Mahavishnu always has a divine bow called Saranga, which is known as the mightiest among the weapons. The name Dhanvi also refers to the Mahavishnu's incarnation as Rama when he is known as Kodanda Rama, who dedicated a substantial part of his life constantly wielding the bow to protect the world from the mighty Rakshasas like Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and all his followers in Lanka as well as in Dandakaranya. He came to be known as Dhanushpani and Kodandarama. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, in verse 31 of chapter 30, while describing his glories to Arjuna, declares that among the wielders of the bow, I am Rama. The verse reads, Pavanaha Pavatam Asmi, Ramaha Shastabhrutam Aham, Jhashanam Makaraha Cha Asmi, Stotasam Asmi Jahnavi. I am the wind among the purifiers. Among the warriors, I am Rama. This is what Krishna declared. Among the warriors, I am Rama. I am the shark among the fishes. Among the rivers, I am Jahnavi, the sacred Ganges river. We can see in all these examples, the Supreme represents the highest, the best, the most powerful. Now, not just in wielding of weapons, he is also supremely intelligent, Medhavi, supremely intelligent, one who is capable of understanding everything that is happening all around in the highly complex and mighty universe, expansive universe. He has the capacity to comprehend intellectually all that is happening around. So it's called Medhavi. Now, since consciousness is the one light in all the living creatures which illumines all the intellects, and since Mahavishnu is this infinite consciousness, he is the one owner, he is the one knower, knowing all things at all times at once. Hence, Saraswati, the goddess of learning and knowledge, is described as the very tongue of Vishnu, the great Medhavi. The Supreme Being, with eagle as his mount, is extremely swift in rescuing his devotees. Vikramaha, riding an eagle, he can travel anywhere at any time with the speed of what is called speed of mind, Manojavaha. Vikrama is an appellation that has come to Vishnu when he measured the universe in 3 steps. Also, one more meaning is V refers to the king of birds, the white necked Garuda eagle. Now, Krama means steps. Therefore, Vikrama means very fast movement or travel. Vikrama can also mean one who rides on the white eagle, which is known as Garuda. So, Mahavishnu is called Garuda Vahana. Garuda as his Vahana, he always there. Now, one more meaning is the white eagle also refers to the mind. This implies that one whose mind, like Garuda, moves around always carrying Vishnu will never stray from the righteous path. So our mind should be like Garuda. And Garuda never moves anywhere without Vishnu on his back. So if Mahavishnu is always uppermost in our mind, then we can never commit any wrong deeds. That means we must be always aware of the presence of the Supreme within us. He is the Sakshi, He is our companion, He is always there with us. If this feeling is there in our mind, if we are conscious of this fact, then we'll never commit any wrong deeds. Although Mahavishnu has Garuda as the mount, really speaking, he need not travel anywhere because he is already there everywhere. He is all pervasive, called Kramaha. Kramaha means all pervasive, all pervading. Because of his all pervasiveness, he is called Vishnu. Vishnu itself means one who is everywhere. A Purusha Suktam beautifully describes the all pervasiveness of Mahavishnu like this: Sabhumim Vishwataha Vrutta Atyatistat Dasha Angulam. Sabhumin Vishwato Vrutta atyatistad Now, he not only pervades all that is known, but extends even beyond by the count of 10 digits. That means it is a one fraction of him is represented as the universe. That which goes beyond the frontiers of the known is the Supreme, who has manifested as the cosmos. The Supreme is Anuttamaha, unexcelled in all respects. Now, Anuttamaha, we can further examine. He is the one who is incomparably great in his glory. He is the one beyond whom there exists none who is greater than him. There is nothing above or below or equal to him. So says Narayana Upanishad. The same idea is also brought out in verse 7, chapter 7 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna is telling Dhananjaya, that is Arjuna, that there is nothing higher than me. Mattaha parataram na anyat kimchit asti Dhananjaya. Nothing other than me, nothing higher to me exists. Kinchit, anything, nothing. Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchidasti Dhananjaya. Then he says, Mayi sarvamidam protam, Mayi sarvam idam protam, Sutre manigana iva. He says, the entire universe, all the names and objects we see around, they are strung on me as rows of gems on a string. That means without the string, the gems, the pearls, beads fall down. They cannot exist. It's only because of the string, these beads together make a beautiful necklace, a mala. But here, one subtle suggestion is in a mala, in a necklace, the string is not visible at all, but it is very much there. Without the string, nothing is meaningful. But the string itself, it is not apparently visible. An intelligent person will know that without the string, there is no necklace. So also, a wise person knows without a Supreme, there is no universe. The Supreme may not be visible. Supreme is not obvious, not apparent. But without the Supreme, nothing can exist. This is the basic wisdom. Now, again, Arjuna, when he sees the Virat Rupa, he understands, or at least he understands the complexity of the greatness of the Virat Rupa. So he is wonderstruck he is totally perplexed, confused. In that state, he says, Pitasi lokasya characharasya Tvamasya pujyascha gururgariyan Pita asi lokasya chara acharasya Tvam asya pujyah cha guruh gariyan Natvatsamah asti abhyadikah kuta anyaha abhyadika kutonyaha. Now, Arjuna is telling, addressing Krishna, says, you are the father of this world. The father of this world, of all the moving and non-moving objects in this world. He continues, O Krishna, you are to be worshipped. You are greater than the greatest. Guru means great. Gariyan means greater. Guru Gariyan, greater than the greatest. Tvam asya pujyaha, you are to be worshipped. Pita asya lokasya chara acharasya, you are the father of the world of moving and non-moving objects. Okay, then addressing the Supreme as Lokatrayepi apratima prabhava. O apratima prabhava, O Supreme Being of incomparable power. Arjuna says, in the three worlds, Lokatraya Api, in all these three worlds also, if somebody looks at it, na tvat samaha asti, there is none equal to you. Na tvat samaha asti, there is none equal to you. You are unexcelled. You are anuttamaha. Then abhyadikaha kuta anyaha. Or when there is nobody even equal to you, how can anybody be better than you? How can anyone excel you? Because you are unexcelled, anuttamaha. This verse beautifully brings out the complete implication of this name, Anuttamaha. The Supreme is all powerful. He cannot be attacked or beleaguered by anyone. He is called Duradarshaha, unassailable, all powerful. He cannot be attacked. He cannot be stormed. He cannot be beleaguered. Neither the Daityas nor the Asuras or any mighty powerful beings, however powerful they think they cannot attack you, they cannot stand before you. They themselves become helpless victims of your power and they have to come under your sway. To one who has, now the subtle meaning we'll see, a person who has realized the infinite, the lower nature of the mind, and the enchantments of the senses, all are helpless to overwhelm him. Now, the Daityas, they stand for, they denote, it is just a metaphor for the lower nature of the mind, the pettiness of the mind, the jealousies, pettiness. And Rakshasas are the enchantments of the senses. The senses get distracted by the enchanting sense objects outside. They are the Rakshasas. So one has to realize the Daityas and the Rakshasas pestering us and then realize the infinite. If one realizes, then these Daityas and the Rakshasas cannot do any harm to such a great devotee. They all become helpless to overwhelm a person who has realized the infinite. So not only the Supreme is unassailable, the devotee, the Gnani, the Sadhak can also become unassailable for the Daityas and the Rakshasas when we are realize the infinite. Now the infinite being is a knower of actions of all, of both the righteous and the unrighteous beings. He's called Kritagnaha. Kritagnaha. He who knows all that is done by all. He is the one knower who knows. He knows what? He knows our physical activities, our emotional feelings, our intellectual thoughts and motives. He not only knows what we have done physically, what we have done externally, but he also knows our the hidden emotional feelings, the hidden or yet to fructify the thoughts and motives. All that, nothing is, everything is transparent to him. He is fully aware of all that is happening in all the beings. He illumines them all, in all the beings, at all times. Hence, he is called Kritagnaha. Kritagnaha means, Gna means know. He knows actions. Krita means action. A knower of action is Kritagnaha. Vishnu, Mahavishnu is the one who knows clearly the exact depth of sincerity. Now, he is not going only by our outer actions and outer declarations or our sankalpas. He knows clearly the exact depth of our sincerity, the true ardency of our devotion, the real amount of purity in our heart. And considering all these things, he accordingly brings joy and bliss to the devotee's heart. He is extremely compassionate. He says, Even if a wicked person worships him with unswerving devotion, even that wicked person will be regarded, deemed to be of a righteous nature, provided he has firmly resolved that he will be redeemed with devoted worship. That means once a person honestly and sincerely starts following the right path, whatever sins of omission and commission may be of him in earlier period, all that will be ignored, and the Supreme will show mercy on him, provided at least from now onwards he does only good things. Api chet suduracharaha means extremely wicked person. Duracharaha suduracharaha means extremely wicked person. Api chet even. Api chet suduracharaha bhajate mam ananya bhak. If you start worshipping me with complete unswerving devotion, sadhu eva samantavyaha. He should be regarded as a sadhu, a person of a righteous nature. Sadhureva samantavyaha samyak vyavasitaha hisaha, provided he firmly resolves to follow the right path. Now, the Supreme himself is actionless, but he is fully aware of the actions of everyone. He is called Kritihi, the one who is very dynamism, the moving force, the enlivening factor behind all the activities. He is the inevitability behind the result of action. We call it innately because once you do an action, the result is bound to follow. The result will certainly good because he is bound. Even the Supreme is bound by his own laws. He is the one who blesses the good. At the same time, he is the one who punishes the evil. He is the one who rewards all our actions appropriately. Now, the Supreme is always centered in his own glory and splendor. He is Atmavan. Atmavan is one who is centered in his own splendor and glory. He is the self in all the beings. Chandogya Upanishad says, where does the Lord, the infinite, stand established? There's a beautiful conversation. The question is, where does the Lord, the infinite, stand established? The answer is, in his own glory. He is ever established, is the self. The self is always established in its own glory. Sve mahimani pratishtitaha. Sve, its own mahimani pratishtitaha. With this, we can conclude this verse. Om asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.